All right, guys. Capitalist bootlicker here. Robo Fury main. I'm going to attempt to answer or just respond to this analogy involving some coconuts. So you would have it. Classic scenario: wake up on a deserted island, and but this case is a little special. So I know I'm not going to be able to answer this that ties into the biases and axiomatic values of leftists, but I am going to answer it to the best of my ability. That answers, and just backs up the values of capitalism. So whether or not you agree with that, I don't care. But let's jump right into it.
Your plane,
So
a plane
this is
you're
right here.
on, crash lands on a desert island, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up to find that somebody else on that plane, the only other survivor, woke up before you.
Mm-hmm.
That person who woke up before you has gathered all the coconuts on.
And just a real quick point to that, it's like that's how the market works with timing. A lot of people, I'll lose in the market all the time. I'll lose money because I jump into something, I buy into an option or a stock too late. And with this scenario right there, someone woke up, before him, and he got in on an investment, which was these coconuts. That's how it works. So there's a winners and losers, and whoever the guy who woke up before him was the obviously the winner. Let's continue.
On the island, the only available food source.
Hmm.
Keep in mind that this is a hypothetical,
Hmm.
or I guess it's sort of an analogy, really, but it's the only available food source on the island. Okay, so anyway, you wake up, you need to eat or drink because coconuts can let you do both, and the guy has all the coconuts, and he says he'll share some with you if you suck his dick. The question is that a free transaction?
It is. You choose to eat the coconuts or you choose to die. I mean, that's how it is in the market. It's not fucking sunshine and rainbows out there in this world. It's not a Disney movie out there. But just to answer this point, like, how do you know for a fact that it's the only food source on the island? Like that, people eat bugs. We've seen The Lion King. They sometimes they like the slimy ones, and sometimes the crunchy ones. You know, it's a dog eat dog world, but maybe there's fish that they're unaware of. It is highly unlikely that you could wake up on a big enough island, that has a abundance of coconuts that also doesn't have some like at least small like local wildlife. Maybe some birds or little turtles, little island turtles. Maybe you could make like a little stick and string, go fishing, something. And that's the point of a market is that one guy goes and rounds up all the coconuts. You have another guy. He's gonna have a business round up the fish. Another guy does the construction. He's gonna manage the logging. Of the island. Yeah, that's what businesses do. They're not supposed. They're not monopolies of the entire economy. That would be a government. So in reality, if you have this entire monopoly on the food supply, that's more like every communist dictatorship in history, like starting with like Mao's China. Like you had him killing all the sparrows at that time. He had all the citizens totally create a huge famine that swept the entire country under his thumb, and ironically, a centralized control over the food supply like this is not capitalist at all. And in fact, that's this, forcing, coercing people to work or die is, ironically, yeah, what communist dictators have done. Sorry, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but yeah, and Mao is. So I've heard, he put quotas on the workers, and if they didn't meet those quotas, they wouldn't get their food rations. And that's just one of many examples throughout history. And the second point is, if this is really a free market, then they're obviously not cooperating very well, and a market doesn't function well if there's no cooperation. So if this guy's not is like doing unfair business practices, saying like I've rounded up all these coconuts and you have to suck my dick or you're not going to fare well in this game, then what's to stop me from bashing your head in your with a rock in your sleep? there's business is dirty, and if you don't play nice, you get the dirty end of the stick sometimes. We have boycotts, we have we have lawsuits, we have strikes. Sometimes people form unions, when they're displeased with business, and sometimes you get smashed on the head with a rock, and there's hitmen that deal with business leaders. Like 99% of the black market, dealing with like gangs are involved with big business, and if you fuck around, you find out. That's how it is with dirty businesses. So, you're just on an island. You're the only person in your company. You're the only person in your company, and the other person may out awake you. For the day. That's your only form of insurance. So that's good. That's gonna really suck for you if you try to play those stupid games. So and then you have the last point is, whether or not it's coercion. It's obviously coercive, but just to get to the point. But the other point is the coercion worse than stripping someone of their property rights? And I would say no. I believe in property rights is I believe in autonomy and property rights is supreme. Which they are, and coercion is not forceful, but it does suck. Your only options are be coerced or die. Then that's it's still not the force. It's still not a forceful act, but it does suck. And let's see, what was I gonna say? Yeah, does he owe them? Does he owe them a positive freedom like that? It's not. It's not like a larger society where people are taxed and they're provided health care or something. It's someone and their coconuts. They rounded up those coconuts through their own labor, and they own those coconuts. And to say that he has a positive, he owes that other person a positive freedom because his life depends on it. Well, let's just say that. Theoretically, I live on the Mexican-American border, and let's say that without a doubt that this specific unknown illegal immigrant will die unless I let them into my house to shelter, because the patrol is out there rampant looking for them. You know for a fact that they will stop and catch them and mess up their lives unless I let them into my house. I still don't have to let them into my house. I can let them get totally fucked. Like, whether they were going to get captured or killed or whatever. It's the same with the coconuts. I don't have to. I don't have to let this dude live. And what a shitty thing to do to use to impose their sexual desires on them. But that's a perfect representation of the market. It's. Trades are not equal. I don't think I've ever made an entirely equal trade, and if it was, it's not worth the investment. I can't say how much money I've lost on Robinhood, Wall Street bets, fucking call options. AMC 100K, 500K to the moon, ape gang all day, baby. But yeah, that's so worse. But I've also made a lot more money, and that's the beauty of the market. Not. You got to play the game to win the game, and you can also generate wealth. Well, I know that all these kind of people would have a problem with that too, because generating wealth usually requires the Earth's resources, whether electricity or something. That would say, oh, these NFTs are increasing our carbon footprint so much and destroying the Earth and stuff. So they don't want us to have the risk and reward. They don't want to market. They don't want to generate wealth either. So we end up in this scenario that just leads down the road to communism. And okay, I'm rambling on like a motherfucker right now. What am I talking about again? All right. Anyway, that's my point. I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna talk about the weather something for the next 30 seconds so that I get my 10-minute mark. So it was sunny today. My doggy was a good boy. He went on a couple rides. Say hi, Thanos. Say hi, Thanos. Doggy. He's not feeling it right now. I bored him out with my politics. But yeah, that's That's Coconut Island for you. And I'm sure that there's some points that there's probably some points that I missed or that because I think about later on, in a future video. But all right, make sure to like and subscribe and comment. Give your thoughts in the comments below, and y'all have a good night.